Call the regular fire committee meeting to order.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Manville. Okay,
Okay. Beginning with a roll call, Commissioner Hayden is not present. Commissioner Hogan.
Here.
Commissioner Kutsiani.
present.
Commissioner Picone.
Present.
Present. Commissioner Jones.
Yeah.
Commissioner Santoro. Okay, if we could now take a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Unfortunately, we do not have a flag to, oh, do we have, there we go, thank you. All right. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States
States
of
of
America and
And
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any general announcements? None, and I have none. All right. So let's begin with the consent agenda. Approval of the minutes from 5/26/2020 meeting. Is there a motion on the table?
I'd like to make a motion if we can approve all three at once as a consent agenda.
I believe there was a
Fine.
correction. Kerry had said on email of the attendance of the meeting. So I don't know if we could do three at once if we want to correct that one ball.
The June
It's-
1st one?
I thought she corrected it.
She corrected it by email, but the hard copies still has the name. So you would need to correct that. The roll call of that meeting, May 26th.
It's the June 1st meeting that needed the correction.
Okay.
So I make a motion we approve numbers 1 and 2.
All right. Motion on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Jones. So the motion was made by Commissioner Santoro, second by Commissioner Jones. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, those are for the minutes for 5/26/2020 and 5/28/2020, correct?
That is correct. Thank you, Commissioner.
It looks like the June 1st minutes have been corrected in the latest version that Kerry sent out. So we could probably do all three if Commissioner
I just
Santoro
saw
wants
that.
to amend.
Yeah.
Just saw that correction.
I tried, Vinnie. I tried.
So we already have the motion for 2. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All of those in favor of approving the minutes from June 26, 2020 and June 28, 2020 budget meeting, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed?
Madam Chair, that you said June 26, you meant May 26.
May 26. Oh my God, yes.
28.
May 20, let's go back. All right. So this is to approve the minutes from May 26, 2020 and May 28th, 2020 budget meeting. All those in favor of approving those date meetings, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, hearing no opposition, this passes 6-0. Is there a motion on the table to approve the minutes of June 1st?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Picone. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All of those in favor of approving the minutes from June 1st, 2020, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. On to new business, unless there is a need for communications. This is number 1, discussion, consideration, and possible vote to approve the chief's report from May. Chief?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Chief.
Attached, you'll find our incident report for the month of May. Showed 333 calls for service. That call volume has been pretty consistent over the spring during the COVID pandemic, but we are seeing an increase in calls. Been pretty consistent as far as fire to EMS ratio. We just went through a license renewal process with the Rhode Island Department of Health. All of our first line pieces are licensed to the non-transport basic life support ambulance. And I would like to recognize Cumberland EMS for their assistance in this process. Chief Plikus, as well as his captains, part of his command staff, as his deputy chief, they helped us get the required EMS supplies, and they also upgraded our airway system at no cost to the district to use a newer, easier, more effective airway tool called an iGel. And that was remarkable, and I would like to thank Chief Plikus and his command staff. Department business, Cumberland Police, Fire, and EMS are meeting on the executive levels. All 3 department agency heads are working to discuss interoperability issues and concerns regarding public safety dispatch, the COVID-19 threats, and the civil unrest that has been making the news lately. We wanted to obviously make sure that the citizens and the business owners, as well as the public safety, they have all the tools and the proper policies in place. So that's currently in the draft stages, but we're continuing to work on that. The training restricted that I issued a few months ago due to the COVID pandemic has been lifted. Now the platoons, which are anywhere from 11 to 12 firefighters, are able to meet and train on required topics issued by Deputy Chief Feather, as well as the captain of that particular platoon. So what I would like to mention too is the firefighters are still, due to the EMS level, are still monitoring their temperatures and still following the COVID protocol issued by the CDC and the Department of Health, as well as the cleaning documentation that's required multiple times that they go through, making sure that they're in a sterile environment as in apparatus and stations. So far, we've been very lucky. We haven't had any firefighters that have been have contracted, or we've had numerous exposures, but no actual COVID cases. So we were very fortunate. Not all agencies were that fortunate throughout the past few months. So as we move into the summer, we will continue with our training. We do have two, not in the report, but we do have 2 recruits that are graduating on July 1st from the Rhode Island Fire Academy. So we will be able to utilize those individuals for for the summertime and to fill in any vacancy that may occur, and that they were part of that SAFER grant program. So currently we're at full staffing, and we hope to realize some of the savings from the SAFER grant as we get into midsummer. So that's what I have for this questions. I'll be glad to take. Still muted.
Thank you. I know, I just realized that. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Does anyone have any questions for Chief Anderson?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Jones?
Chief, on the COVID or suspected COVID responses, I've heard, monitoring frequency at times, the engine of the ladder company will stand down and not enter until required, if not needed to assist. I think it lessens the exposure. If there is a call where there is a suspected exposure, MS is conducting tests now through the Department of Health, but our firefighters.
Cutting in and out.
Please go ahead, Paul.
You're cutting in and out. At least to me, he is.
No, as far as the testing, we send our firefighters, if they're suspected to be in contact with a COVID positive, once it's confirmed.
That's right. Yeah. So you were cutting in and out. There's, but I do believe I was following you. So there were two things to that. The COVID response policy was developed by Cumberland EMS and accepted by the Cumberland Fire as part of a Cumberland EMS system. So in that system, we share the same standard operating guidelines that EMS. So if we arrive on scene in a non life-threatening scenario, one firefighter would don the proper protective equipment, go to the door, and make sure that there isn't a life-saving need. So they'll make sure that they can assess the patient from the door, not into the home, and that does a few that obviously it's part of the initial on-scene assessment, but that also saves personal protective equipment, so we don't use all our gloves, gowns, eye pro, as well as the N95 masks that were in short supply. So the engine would or ladder would stage and give a update to the paramedic unit that was responding. If there was a need for assistance, whether it would be a life-threatening scenario or just some general assistance, we were trying to minimize the amount of personnel that would enter a home or be in contact with that COVID positive patient. As far as the testing, we have one firefighter who is firefighter Zabata. He's a hazmat technician. He's part of the Woonsocket hazmat team. He received the training to administer the COVID tests. The Cumberland EMS system is comprised of physicians to paramedics, and they are all trained to provide community medicine and to perform the test, as well as any first responders, fire, EMS, or police. So if one of our responders was in contact with a COVID positive patient, I would be informed and contact Chief Plikus. They would immediately have a test, and then 24 hours later, they would receive another test because of the numerous false positives with that. But they would certainly be pulled from the truck until the two tests were both negative to minimize any risks to the taxpayers.
Very good. Thank you, Chief.
Anybody else have any questions for the chief? Chief, I appreciate the fact that you have been working diligently with the other leaders in Cumberland on the mayor's, roundtable. And I appreciate the fact of you giving Chief Plikus a shout out. I know that he's been integral in COVID-19 responses. So thank you very much.
Make a motion to accept the chief's report.
Say that again, Commissioner Santoro.
Motion to accept the chief's report.
It's a motion on the table to accept the chief's report for May. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Commissioner Santoro puts a motion on the table. Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of approving the chief's May report, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Moving on for discussion, consideration, and possible vote to approve the May Finance Director's report. Steve, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Just wanted to bring a couple of highlights. One big highlight on the report. This was as of May. The total receipts were at 99% for the fiscal year, which is pretty good as far as I'm concerned. So I think we're in good shape on that. The other documents speak for themselves, but I do also want to mention about the bills. We had the meeting approving the budget and the tax rate on June 1st. The information was taken on June 5th by the vendor, and the bills were mailed out on June 12th. As a result, we started to receive some of the payments in this past week, and it seems to be going pretty good right now. We're a week behind last year's, but we are seeing a good influx of payments so far. If anyone has any questions on the finance reports, I would be happy to answer.
Madam Chair, if I could.
Go ahead, Commissioner Kutsiani.
Steve, I looked at the itemizations, and I think I know, but just out of curiosity, I don't know whether you have it right there in front of you.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the electric bills and the various checks beginning 6071, 72, 73, 75. And they are, for stations 1, 2, 4, and 5. Understandable.
Yes.
We go on to 6081 and 6082 electric bill for station 4. Is there some reason why, just out of curiosity, why there were 4 electric bills that seemed to have paid and then followed by 2 other electric bills?
It has to do, good question, Phil. It has to do with the streetlights that are out in front of the building that we get billed for. The electric company does not bill them monthly, and we received a backlog of bills to get them processed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to stay away from my usual routine. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
I apologize, Madam Chair, if I could. 2 other items. Tuition costs, check 6093 and 6094. Any brief explanation possible?
Yes, those were reimbursements to firefighters that took classes. It's part of the contract that we can reimburse for part of that.
I know it's part of the contract, but that's, so we have verification that those courses were taken or completed or whatever the case.
Yes.
Thank you.
We would only reimburse it once it was completed.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Steve, I have a question for you.
Yes.
We got our fire tax bill.
Yes.
And is there a reason why there is a second paper sent along with the first paper that has nothing on it?
Uh-oh. This
I
one
asked-
again. It's after last year too.
Last year.
Just the address. Just the address.
Yes, I asked that question last year. It does not cost us any more, and they confirmed that it was easier to do it that way. But I verified that it did not cost us more, and we didn't have to pay for the extra sheet of paper for each one, as well as if there was any extra weight.
Okay. Seems such a waste of,
Yes, I agree, but I did ask about that.
okay.
Last
Thank
year,
you.
I'm assuming the
Building
same
more trees.
place.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, Steve, quick one for you.
Yes.
On the balance sheet, I see the tan is listed under our liabilities. Have we not drawn from that yet? And that's why it's not listed anywhere in assets?
No, we did get it. What page are you looking at, Vinny?
It's not numbered. It's the balance sheet, the one right after the tax collector's report.
Okay.
13 if you're looking in the PDF.
Okay. We did draw up the tan. We did get it.
The tan's listed at 2512. Have we not drawn from it? Because the whole amount is under liabilities, and I don't see anything for assets where it would have been in one of the accounts.
It would have been put into cash, either our checking account or the savings account, the money market account, and it's on the money market account line 1,005
Okay,
included in that total.
cool.
Okay.
Just curious.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, let's go to a vote. Well, first of all,
Motion?
do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the May finance report?
Madam Chair, I would make a motion to approve the Finance Director report for May of 2020.
Thank you, Commissioner Kutsiani. There is a motion on the table. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jones. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving the Finance Director report of May 2020, say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Now, I know we have one public, member of the public, two members of the public, actually, logged on. Do they want to say anything? We're now at the point for public input. Nope. Nope.
Nothing from the originals,
I'm sorry, Commissioner.
from the originals.
My high school history
It's an
teacher.
insider buyer thing.
Right. Okay. Then, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion on the table to adjourn tonight's regular Cumberland Fire Committee meeting of June 23rd.
I
Is there
will
a second?
I will second, Madam Chair.
Under
Second by
discussion.
Commissioner Kutsiani.
Just under discussion, I wish everyone a happy 4th of July.
You also.
Happy and
Thank you.
safe 4th of July.
You
Thank you,
also.
Paul.
Thank you. You as well.
So there's Michael Stakevich, who's another member of the public there. There we go. So all in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
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 Opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Happy 4th of July. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, all of you. Our next meeting will be in fiscal year 2021. Interesting. Okay. Thanks all.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
And, have a good weekend. Have a good 4th.
So.
Take
Good
care.
night.
See you all.